So, thank you so much again for joining everybody that's here. Tonight we are talking about dry hair. Okay, aside from hair that won't grow or trying to get my hair to grow back, my hair is too dry is one of the things that I hear women talk about the most, one of their biggest frustrations. So if that's a frustration for you, let me know below in the comments if you are dealing with the issue of dry hair or trying to figure out how to get your hair to be more moisturized. Because I just think that um, that's an issue for a lot of women, especially women that are going natural. Those of us that have natural textures, I think that we really struggle with trying to figure out, is my hair moist enough, or is it too dry, or how do I know if it's moist enough? Should it look wet? Should it feel, a certain type of way? So we just want to cover a few of those things tonight, just to let you know, just to make sure that you have the information that you need, some very basic things that you can do to make sure that your hair is where it needs to be. Okay, so for those of you that are new to this live or have never seen me before or have never heard of the 180 collection, my name is Kendra and I am the owner and founder of the 180 collection, and it is my mission to help women to regrow their hair and restore the glow in their skin using all natural herbal infused ingredients. Okay, so we have some signature ingredients that help, some signature products that help with those things, and one of them is our number one selling hair growth treatment, the Balm. Okay, if you have never tried it or have never heard of it, you can click below. There is a link directly to take you right to the product where you can check it out and read some of the reviews, get some more information, and just learn a bit more about what it is and how it can help you. Okay, now let me, okay, just get my stuff, my notes, because I will be reading some notes that I have. So if you see me kind of looking back and forth, I do have my laptop set up here, and then I have my live screen so that I can see and make sure I'm not looking crazy or out of focus. So I'm trying to multitask. So bear with me. I'm going to get this all straight in just a second. Okay. So again, like I said, my name is Kendra. Thank you so much for being here. We are talking about dry hair. Okay. So like I said in the beginning, growth and moisture are two of the areas that women struggle with the most in terms of their healthy hair journey. It's either my hair won't grow or my hair is too dry. Okay. Now, when your hair is dry, we already know that that can lead to breakage, slow growth, hair that's hard to manage or hard to style, hard to comb. It can lead to hair that's brittle. And a lot of times we think that we're moisturizing our hair, but then we look at it and we're like, it still looks dry and it's still brittle. I thought I was moisturizing my hair every day. So one thing that I hear often is I oil my scalp every day, but my hair is still dry. I oil my scalp every day, but my hair is still dry. How many of you all are doing that? Oiling your scalp, but your hair is still dry. Let me know in the comments if that applies to you. Like, I'm oiling my scalp every day, but it is still very dry. Okay, so one thing you need to know is that first and foremost, putting oil on your hair and scalp without moisturizing first only leads to oily hair and clogged pores. Okay, if you're putting oil on your scalp with the intention of moisturizing, it's not getting the job done. Moist oil does not moisturize. Okay, you must remember that water is the only true form of moisture. If there is no water, then there is no moisture. Water penetrates the hair shaft and goes deep into the cuticle, and that's why you need water. Okay, any oils that you use will act as a sealant, not a moisturizer. Okay, I repeat, oils do not add moisture to the hair. They only seal in moisture to the hair. Okay, remember that. Keep that in mind. Okay, your scalp creates its own natural oil called sebum, sebum. And at times, if your scalp doesn't produce enough of it, your hair could potentially be dry, right? So what are some of the causes of dry hair, right? Let's talk about that. Let me see if we have any comments. I'm going to refresh my screen real quick because it looks like there is a delay on my end, so bear with me while I do that real quick. I'm just going to hit refresh and okay, there we go. So we're talking about some causes of dry hair, some reasons that your hair may be really, really dry. First things first, dry scalp, okay? Your scalp relies on the oils, the natural oils that your scalp makes to keep the roots moisturized, okay? Since the roots are under your skin, dry scalp goes along with dry hair, right? Your scalp gets dry, you know it. How do you know it? Because usually it itches, it peels, it sheds, it leads to dandruff and flakes and all of the nasty fungus and all the stuff that goes on in your scalp, okay? So when your scalp is dry like that, one thing I noticed that a lot of people do is they reach for oil. They see flakes on their scalp, or they have irritation on their scalp, or their scalp is itching, they reach for oils, okay? Oil is not going to solve the problem. What you need is hydration. What you need is water or water-based products. One product that we have at the 180 collection that I recommend to a lot of people with dry scalp. Now this is a smaller bottle. We do have this in a larger size. This is the Spray and Go Leave-In Conditioning Mist. It is a water-based hair conditioner, leave-in conditioner, right? It's not thick, it's not oily or creamy or heavy. It's a lightweight mist that you can spray on your hair morning, noon, and night, okay? Spray on your hair and scalp, especially if you have dry scalp. This is going to help restore the moisture to your roots, okay? So what's in it? It has aloe vera, rose water, hibiscus infused avocado oil, just a small amount, vegetable glycerin, which helps to pull the moisture in, essential oils, and some fragrance, okay? So that's what you're going to get with this. So I recommend going to 180hair.com. Also, you can find a link below in this video. It'll take you right to that product, okay? Now, another thing that causes dry hair is age, okay? Most of the women that are customers of the 180 collection are of a more mature age, I will say. And so as we get older, especially those of us that may be going through hormonal changes or especially after menopause, your hair makes, or your scalp makes, less of the natural oil called sebum, okay? This can also lead to dry hair. So what you need to do, again, is make sure that you are using a water or a liquid-based moisturizer or a hydrator. I like to say hydration because when I say moisture, people automatically, like I say, think oils. So I like to use the word hydration instead of moisturize, okay? So to really get some hydration or some water to your scalp, you need a water-based product. You can even just get yourself a spray bottle, put some water in it, maybe put a little bit of oil or put some aloe vera gel, some aloe vera juice, some rose water. You can DIY your own hair hydrator. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. You can go to your local beauty supply store and find something there, but you need to make sure that if your hair is dry, you're going to have to step up your moisture game, okay? Just doing it a couple times a week is not going to do the trick. All right? So next thing that causes a cause of dry hair is the environment. If you live in an area where it's typically dry air, or it's extremely hot or very windy, especially now where the temperature is just dropping everywhere, right? I'm sorry, I lost my place. Or it's very dry or windy, or if you live near salt water, or if you swim a lot in chlorinated water or salt water, or if you live near salt water, these can all cause dryness. The environment, believe it or not, especially if you spend a lot of time outside, can cause your hair to be dry, okay? Miss Wilma says, I've been using rose water in a spray bottle. That's perfect. And actually, you can use rose water, your hair, scalp, and your face. Rose water is a very good hydrator for your skin. Okay, you can use that from head to toe, and you'll definitely see some results, right? So yes, the environment is definitely a factor when it comes to your hair being dry. So where do you live? Think about where you live, the time of year that it is, and you can kind of make a determination if you should be wearing more hair coverings, right, when you go outside. Should you wear a scarf, or should you have on a hat, or should you have some type of protection or a protective style on your hair when you go out? Hey, Miss Valerie. Okay, so we're talking about what you need to know about dry hair, the things that you need to know about dry hair. Right now, I'm into a few reasons or some of the causes of dry hair. Okay, we talked about dry scalp, we talked about age, we talked about environment, and then so the next one is not protecting your hair. Okay, each strand of your hair has a protective layer called the cuticle. I'm sure that a lot of you have heard about your hair cuticle, your cuticle. Think of your cuticle as like shingles on a roof. Your cuticles lay on top of each other, okay? And it depends on how flat they lay, or if they're raised, or if they're really raised, or if they're really tight. That determines your hair porosity. That means how much water is going to actually get into the cuticle, into that layer where where your hair needs the moisture, where your strands need the moisture, okay? So the cuticle protects your hair from heat and sun damage. And if your cuticle is healthy, like I said, the layers lay nice and tightly together and keep moisture in. When you wet your hair or apply heat, sometimes the cuticle will raise a little bit so that the water or whatever products can get into the cuticle, okay? So damaged hair, the cuticles don't lay nice and flat. Damaged hair or high porosity hair, the cuticles are raised or they're very frayed and damaged, okay? So most of the time people with that type of hair does not hold moisture in, okay? So they have to do a lot of deep conditioning. They have to do a lot of hot oil treatments. They have to sit under the dryer a lot to do all of these things to help to keep the moisture in their hair, okay? So not protecting your hair means if you're using a lot of chemicals, if you're doing a lot of heat on your hair and not using a heat protectant, okay? Not protecting your hair means not covering it up at night while you sleep, right? So the friction between your hair and your cotton pillow or whatever, that friction can cause your hair to lose moisture, right? So I tell people either wear a satin or a silk scarf or bonnet. If you don't like having product or having something on your head while you sleep, because I know a lot of women are like that, like I don't want nothing on my head while I'm sleeping. At least get a silk or satin pillowcase, okay? Silk or satin pillowcase is going to help with that, right? So if you have dry hair and you think that if you just slather butters and oils on top of it, guess what? You just have dry hair with butters and oil slathered on top. It does not, it's just going to coat your dry hair. It's not going to get moisture in it. Actually, that is going to block any moisture from getting in, okay? So let's talk real quickly about how to moisturize your hair and curls. Let's see if we got any comments. Miss Pamela, hey Miss Pam, like North Carolina weather. Yes. So I'm assuming in North Carolina it is, what's the weather like in North Carolina right now, Miss Pam? I'm assuming that it's cold and dry. I could be wrong. This time of year, what's the weather like? So yeah, right now, so I'm in Texas and the weather is, some days it's cold. We went through almost all of December with no cold days at all. Like even on Christmas, I think it was 80 degrees. It was crazy. So now January, it is starting to get colder. It's not really freezing. It's just a little, I think we had one day where it was like 30 degrees the entire day. Today, I think it was like 50-ish. So the weather is just like all over the place here. Miss Pam said it's beautiful. It's 70. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of like the weather here. In January, it's winter. You would expect it to be cold. I would expect it to be cold, but or December, I had expected it to be cold. It was warm, right? So we make preparations for our hair based on the weather, and then the weather is inconsistent, right? So it's kind of hard to those keep those regimens up, especially when we are making changes based on the weather, and the weather doesn't change. Okay, so let's talk about quickly how to moisturize your hair. And especially if you are a natural and you have really curly hair or really textured hair. Miss Wilma says like Oklahoma weather bipolar. Yes, yes. And Oklahoma and Texas are right there side by side. So yes, bipolar weather. And then Miss Pam says tomorrow it will be in the 40s. Exactly. It's 70 one day and it's 40 the next. That's how it is here. Same thing. We might have sleet and snow one day and then the next day it's 85 degrees. Like nothing ever happened. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so how are we moisturizing our hair and our curls? And this is for everybody, but especially those of you that are natural. Okay, so when it comes to moisturizing your hair, there are a number of things you should do. This is actually the hydration part. I keep saying moisture, but when I say moisture, think hydration. Okay, when I say hydration, think water. Okay, so a lot of people, when they do their wash day or their wash routine, they do it in the shower. Okay, that is, if that's what works for you, that's what works, right? So let the heat from the shower actually open up the cuticles. Remember we talked about the cuticles, we want them to be open so water gets in. And you can wet your hair, or again, just let the steam from the shower open those cuticles, and then maybe use your leave-in conditioning mist or whatever product that you use to hydrate your hair with, right? Pick up a spray bottle. Like I said, you can get your own spray bottle and do whatever you want in it. Rose water, aloe vera, regular water with a little bit of conditioner, regular water with a little bit of oil. You just want to make sure whatever product that you use or buy has water or some type of water-based product as the first ingredient on the list, okay? Remember we talked about ingredients? They are listed in order of prevalence or in order of what's in there the most. So whatever ingredient is the most in the bottle is going to be listed first. And then as it goes down, the ingredient that is least amount in the bottle will be listed last. Okay. So just make sure when you're looking for products that you are looking for ingredients. I teach about ingredients all the time, right? Just make sure that you know what you're looking for. And if you have questions, you can feel free to let me know. Wet your hair with warm water. So that's kind of back to hopping in the shower. Wetting your hair with warm water, again, that helps to open the cuticles, especially if you have low porosity hair. A lot of times when you do your moisturizing, you have to get under a heated dryer, or you can use a heated conditioning cap. Again, that helps to open the cuticle and let the moisture in. Make moisturizing part of your wash day. So some of you, I know, wash your hair once a week. Some of you do it twice or every 2 weeks, once a month. It doesn't matter. You definitely need to add more moisture to your wash day. So don't just shampoo and condition, right? So this is what I mean by that. Don't just shampoo and condition. Take your conditioner, and I'll have a video posted later this week on how you can make your conditioner more moisturizing. But you can add things to your conditioner like honey. You can add avocado. You can add mayo. You can add a little bit of oil. Like if you have olive oil or a light type of oil in your kitchen, you can add that. So there are a lot of fatty oils that you can, natural fatty oils that you can add to your conditioner to help make it more moisturizing for your hair. Okay. So yeah, add it to your conditioner and put it on your hair, leave it in, rinse it out. Okay. Next thing, yes, find a leave-in conditioner with or a water-based hydrator. So, like I said, the leave-in conditioner that we have is the Spray and Go leave-in conditioning mist. You can find that on our website, or you can click below in the comments. There should be a link that will take you right to that. If not, like I said, our website is 180hair.com, and you can find that. And then also some type of water-based hydrator. I think I've already said that. I think I got my notes duplicated. So remember that without water, your hair cannot get the moisture it needs. I want you all to remember, if you don't remember nothing else Kendra has ever said to you or taught you or information I've ever given you, your hair needs water. Your hair needs water just like your body needs water, okay? So whatever you do, water is the first step. Without water, you can't begin to receive the moisture that it needs. So remember, this is for people that are dealing with dry hair. If you don't have the problem of dry hair, all of these steps do not apply to you. You still definitely want to make sure you're moisturizing. People with dry hair need to moisturize multiple times a day until their hair gets to where they need it to be, right? To properly seal in moisture, you must add water or water-based moisturizer to your hair first. I keep saying the same thing in a different way. That's all I'm doing, okay? So that concludes the information that I have for you today regarding dry hair. So Tuesday, I'll be back with part 2. Okay, today was part 1. Tuesday, I'll be back with part 2, and I'll be giving you 7 ways to prevent dry hair. So I'm going to give you 7 things that you can do to prevent your hair from being dry or staying dry. Okay, so these are 7 things that you can do right away. I always give very practical, easy information and tips so that it's something you can go out and do right away. You don't have to spend a lot of money, right? You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can do everything that I'm telling you to do very easily without a lot of drama, okay? Or a lot of drama to your pockets, or a lot of, because I know that this hair growth journey is already very frustrating for a lot of the women that I help, okay? It's very frustrating because a lot of people, the first thing they say, I've tried everything, nothing works. I've tried everything to grow my hair and nothing works, right? And so I know that you're already frustrated, so I'm definitely not here to give you more things to frustrate you. I really want this to be something that is easy for you to go out and do, right? So are there any questions? How long have we been on here? Let's see. Let's see if my timer is going to work. 26 minutes. I'm doing good. Hey. I always say 30 to 45 minutes and then I end up going over. I really don't like being on live for longer than 30 minutes. I don't know why. I just feel like after that, people get bored. And you can only give so much information, right? So let me know if anybody has any questions. It looked like we had quite a few people on tonight, and it's slowly dropping off because, see, like I said, after about 30 minutes, 15-20 minutes, people get bored, right? Our attention span is like, we're like squirrels real quick. So I like to keep my lives really, really to the point and focused and quick. So any questions? And while you're on here, please, please, please give me some likes. Give me hearts, thumbs up. Thanks to you that have already been doing that. I'm watching you. I can see you on my phone here. So thank you so much for giving me all of the love. But please, more. That just helps the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm. And it also helps more people to be able to see my videos. And then I get more followers. And then I get more sales. And then I am happier. Just kidding. But it really does help my business to grow when you all engage and interact with these lives. So thank you so much. Miss Jacqueline says, should I use the spray first on my scalp, then the oil? Absolutely. Most definitely. That's what I want you to do. Use the spray first, then oil, especially if your hair is dry. If your hair and scalp is dry. If you don't have that problem, then you should be fine. Miss Wilma says, I've been wearing hair wrap, but I'm keeping my hair moist. Yes. Wearing a head wrap is wonderful because it's like a protective style, okay? A head wrap is basically a protective style. So as long as you are taking care of the hair underneath, it doesn't matter if you're wearing a head wrap, a weave, a wig, braids. What are you doing to the hair underneath? And that's what's important. Okay. So yes, very, very, very good. Miss Jacqueline, you are welcome. Okay. Any other questions before I jump off? So again, I think if you click, oh, the only thing that's popping up is the bomb. Okay. So there's supposed to be a shop link in this live where you could shop the moisture collection. And I'm looking at my phone because I don't see it. I don't see it on here. So I thought I set it up to where like you could go on here and click something and it will tell you. Oh, yeah. So there you go. So if you're watching on your phone, there's like a little shopping bag. Yes, thank you, Miss William. There's a little shopping bag at the bottom. And if you click on that, it lists, if you click on that and scroll down, I can't do it, show you on there, but it'll say shop the moisture collection. You click that and it'll show you everything that we have for moisture. Okay. So it has our lavender bliss hydrating conditioner, and it actually will come in this bottle probably. But it's an 8-ounce bottle of a very hydrating conditioner, right? And then we have the deep conditioning microwave heat cap, which is great, especially if you have dry hair and you need to deep condition. If you have dry hair, you need to deep condition. So you would use this, leave it on, and then put the deep conditioning heat cap on, or sit under a hooded dryer. Then we have the Spray and Go conditioning mist. Again, this is the small size. We have 2 sizes. We have this in a larger bottle. We have the moisture cream, which is in this 8-ounce jar. And the jar is not white, it's clear. It's just the product is white. So that's what that looks like. And all of these products are handmade by me. Let me make sure to let you know that everything is all natural and handmade. And then we have the Nourish and Shine Hair Serum, which is great to use on your ends. We got the Deluxe Healthy Hair Kit, which contains 4 items. 4 items that your hair needs, okay? Especially if you're just starting out on your natural hair journey, or if you have, if you want to have a routine or a specific set of products that you can use every day for growth and moisture, okay? And then you got the shampoo and conditioner combo. Those are the products that I have for the moisture collection, okay? So again, let me see if we got any questions. Thank you, Miss Wilma, for letting us know it's at the bottom. Miss Valerie said it's good. Nicole, I use it every day. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now it's saying down to 1. Man, I'm telling you this. Okay, there we go. Okay, any other questions? I keep asking that, and I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. So like I said, we plan to be back again on Tuesday, same time, 7:30, and then we're going to go through 7 ways to keep your hair moisturized. But it looks like we're good on questions. Okay. Very, very good. So we've been on for 32 minutes, and I think that there are no more questions. Let me just check over here because I think there's a delay. Something crazy going on. Okay. Nope, I think we're good. All right, ladies, have a wonderful night. Again, everything that we talked about. Oh, Miss Wilma says, I will be in Dallas. I will try to. Okay. Not too far from me. Very good. If you can, I would love for you to be on. If not, then we will talk again soon. Okay? Because I know Miss Wilma always is going to be on these lives. If nobody else show up, Miss Wilma is going to be here. Okay? Miss Valerie says, good night. Good night, ladies. Again, like I said, everything is on the website. You can click below to grab or to learn more about the products. As always, if you have any questions, you can email me. You can send me a message on Facebook, or you can leave a comment below in this live, and I will come back and answer the questions later on this evening or tomorrow. Okay? All right. Have a good night.